They called them the Beatles. Theirs is a record of kidnapping, torture and signature executions posted online. They're a group of men from West London who joined Islamic State in Syria, homegrown UK terrorists who were at the forefront of IS violence and propaganda.
It's not an obligation or a duty of me to justify or condemn anything.
Their nicknames stemmed from their British accents, as heard in this 2018 interview with Sky's Stuart Ramsey.
You have nothing to say to families that would just lost their husbands who were actually doing aid work?
Not specifically, no, I don't have anything to say to them.
These men were behind the kidnap and murder of more than 24 hostages, including British citizens. Most prominent in this terrorist group was Mohammed Emwazi, so-called Jihadi John. He was killed in an airstrike in 2015. The remaining two were captured 3 years later, trying to escape from Syria. Alexander Cote on the left subsequently pled guilty to his crimes. Shafee Elsheikh on the right claimed innocence, but he's now been convicted by an American jury. Relatives of victims heard harrowing evidence of unrelenting physical and psychological torture. The public benches of this Virginia courtroom brought together families of US and UK victims. American journalists James Foley and Stephen Sotloff were among those killed. So too US aid workers Kayla Mueller and Peter Kassig. John Cantley, a British journalist, remains missing after being seized in 2012. Alan Henning, an aid worker from Salford in Greater Manchester, was murdered. So was David Haines from Perth in Scotland. Both men were beheaded on camera.
I have never seen the video and will not see the video because it is a propaganda production.
David's brother Mike was at home in Dundee when he was told of his death.
I got my family together. I took my mum's hands and told her son couldn't be hurt anymore. I have never felt such strong hatred or anger. If somebody could have flicked a switch and the people who were involved in the murder of my brother were at my feet, kneeling, unarmed, I would have put a pistol to their head. I would have murdered them. And that's the point that it hit me, that his murder was about the spread of hate. What they wanted was for me to stand up and point a finger at Islam and say, your faith, your people. And that would have just caused more division.
The authorities had long said there were 4 so-called Beatles, but there was testimony in this case that there were only 3. Whatever the number, the case laid bare the brutality of a group of British men exporting terror, perpetrators of immeasurable cruelty, now facing a measure of justice. James Matthews, Sky News.